Hello everyone, today I will present you this knife, which is the Venom Bone Doctor knife. Very curious knife, and I will tell you what. This knife, of course, has like the Venom attacker here, a carbon fiber insert in the blade. But that is not the most curious thing about this knife. It has tritium insert, like the Venom 2. It has also a tritium insert in here and here. But unlike the Venom 2, it sits well on the jeans, because this one here is biting exactly in this area here, which is holding the jeans, and when you pull it out of the pocket, it's just very difficult to pull out of the pocket. Otherwise, one of the best knives, but this is just a showstopper for me, and I don't wear it. So, Bone Doctor, a little bit bigger than the Venom 2. These are only two Venoms that I have. So the Bone Doctor is 22 centimeters. I think Venom 2 is like 21 or something. And Venom 2, although smaller, it's more heavier with around 15 grams, I think. The Bone Doctor is 140 grams and the other one is 156. So Venom Bone Doctor, it has carbon fiber inlays in the titanium. It has M390 steel here. You can see M390. Yeah, it says it's M390, but hopefully it is, because it's Kevin John, and we all know he is a good guy. Yeah, Triumph Precision. So Bone Doctor here, and this inlay here is very good. You can almost, you can't feel it almost, except for this part here. You can a little bit feel it, but it's nothing. So the blade is, as you can see, a spear point, very thin before the secondary bevel here, before the secondary edge, before the cutting edge, and it's cutting just amazingly. So it's a very good cutter. So for knife, this is one of the most important things. Also flips like crazy, even from the box. It's a very good flipper, and I appreciate very good flipper. Also super well centered, just nothing to worry about. Super. The liners, they are not dug out from inside, but the knife is not heavy at all. I mean, it's 139 or 142 grams, I'm not sure. But the most curious thing about this knife is this zirconium insert here and here. So they say it's zirconium bolster. The thing is that now, as I know from the Chinese manufacturers, only Kevin John for Venom Attacker Mini, Venom Mini Attacker, and this Bone Doctor has this zirconium inserts anywhere on the knife. So zirconium, basically, if you don't know, is a metal. Zirconium is a metal. Zircon, in the other hand, is a silicate of the zirconium, and zirconium is a metal that doesn't occur in its natural form. It's not like dig from the ground. They derivated it from zircon. So zirconium is a metal very similar to titanium. It's lighter than steel, but heavier than titanium by 30% maybe. And it's softer than titanium, but it's one of the most corrosive resistant metals. It's very corrosive resistant. There are only two acids that can dissolve it, and even in them, it dissolves very slowly. The zirconium color, natural color, is like the normal metal. It's like gray or something. But this thing here is oxidated zirconium, which they, of course, make it with a blowtorch or just a flame, make it red hot, and then let it cool down, and it became this oxidation layer on top, which is very beautiful. It's kind of a black, but not exactly black. It's very interesting. And although zirconium itself is a very soft metal, it's softer than titanium, and of course softer than steel. It's very easily scratched, but the oxidation layer that occurs, this black one, is very hard, and it's very scratch resistant. That's why this thing is very good for decorating knives. It's not very popular in the famous knife makers, like manufacturers, like Benchmade or Spyderco. They don't do so much zirconium as I know, but Kevin John is starting to use it, and hopefully it continues because it looks pretty interesting and original. And the knife is very well made. It's just very good piece of knife. You can see the pocket clip here, how it goes. Very nice. Let's see it from up close a little bit, like this. And the pocket clip, as you can see, is touching in this area here, which is not this area here. So it's not a problem when you put it in your jeans. It's not a problem at all. It's very cool. Other thing about the knife, there's a jimping here, which is comfortable for opening. And it's Kevin John, it's a Venom series, it's just amazing flipper. I mean, probably the other ones are amazing flippers too. I don't know, I've seen a lot of reviews and people say that they are, so I think they are. In this part of the blade, in this side, there is no carbon insert. In this side there is. And the carbon insert, in my opinion, is not mandatory for this knife, but it looks fine. It looks good, so I like it. And I like overall this knife. I ordered first the Venom Harpoon, and then I ordered this one, but this one arrived first. So I'm waiting for Venom Harpoon to compare them, to make a review of the Venom Harpoon also. But I think that this knife I would like more than the Venom Harpoon. Venom Harpoon is more technical with this, with the pocket clip, with the spring, with a thing here in the pivot. But this knife is just has some kind of a soul with this very good carbon fiber inlays, with the zirconium, of course. And don't mistake zirconium with zircon. Zircon, they made stones, artificial stones for jewelry from zircon. But zirconium is a metal, and the main application of the zirconium metal is for nuclear reactors. They wrap the nuclear fuel in zirconium tubes because zirconium is has a very good corrosion resistance, and that's why they use it mainly there. Maybe around 90% of all zirconium produced in the world goes to nuclear reactors, but some of it goes to our friends of Triumph Precision or Kevin John, and when they make this kind of beautiful things out of them. And other thing about zirconium and why they don't use it too much in the manufacturing of the knives, because zirconium, when you grind it, produces sparks that burn in one of the highest temperatures of any metal, almost 5,000 degrees, and produce very bright white light. So it's very dangerous to work with. You can burn yourself very bad. So they take probably some precautions. I'm not sure, but it's difficult to work with. And also it's not that malleable because it's a little bit softer than titanium, but it's has similar properties, lighter than steel, and corrosive resistance in its best form. Even only 2 acids are capable of dissolving zirconium. I think sulfuric acid and I don't remember which one was the other. Also has very high melting point. The zirconium melts at around, I'm not sure about, but it was above 2000 degrees, I think. So it's a very curious thing, this knife with this zirconium insert. And yeah, I'm talking that much about the zirconium because it's not so popular metal for knives, and it won't be. You probably won't see a zirconium pocket clip, for example, because it's not that springy, and titanium is cool. Zirconium is mostly for just aesthetic purposes, because with this oxidation it looks very nice, and also is pretty scratch resistant. But don't try to peel it off this or just to scratch it, because underneath the zirconium is just a plain white or just gray metal, and it will not look good. So that's my advice. And my advice also is that everyone who respects themselves as a knife collector should have this knife. It's not a very rare knife. There are many sellers that sells it for about $230 to $270 you can have it. But this knife is just amazing. It's comfortable relatively. It's very well made. It's pretty light for the size, and it has zirconium and this blade, and it's cutting super nice. And I'm just, yeah, I was not expecting this. I was expecting to like more the harpoon, but we'll see when the harpoon comes if I will like it more or not. Yeah, let's see it up close a little bit more, because this knife deserves this attention. So here we have a little bit of a distance between the titanium and the carbon fiber. If we have to be a perfectionist, you can see that, but zirconium is pretty much perfectly fit into the titanium here. We can see the carbon fiber also, this kind of things on the carbon fiber just to hold the bolts here. Amazing. Also here you can see a little bit where the opening is. Let's see it. I don't know if we can see it, but there's a machining lines that looks very nice in here also. This pocket clip, I think it's one of the prettiest pocket clips I've seen. I don't know why, but this kind of thing here is just amazing. Yeah, and also this carbon fiber that covers almost all the area here, but it's inlay. And it's just amazingly made. You can see here, inlay. And those little holes here just for detail. This thing just... Oh, sorry. It's amazing knife. And I'm just proud that I have it. And if they have some kind of promotion again, because I bought it in promotion, I will buy maybe another. Because I'm just so happy with this knife. I just love it. So that will be it for this knife, and yeah, until the next one, maybe the harpoon, hopefully.